Juice WRLD, otherwise known as Jared Higgins, died of a seizure on December 8, 2019, at the Chicago Midway Airport. He had just landed when it happened. While some things still remain unclear about the cause of the seizure, it is popularly believed that it's because he swallowed numerous Percocets before his plane landed in order to hide them from federal officers that would, by protocol, be searching his luggage for drugs, weapons, etc. The federal officers wound up seizing about 70 pounds of marijuana, an offense that would have undoubtedly sent Juice WRLD to prison for a very long time had he hypothetically pled guilty. You might be thinking, why does this matter? It's just another young rapper who fell victim to an unfortunate fate. But there's a much bigger picture here that most people either overlook or don't think is true. But it's very, very clear that things among the younger generation regarding drugs, money, sex, etc. will be taking a different and hopefully better turn.
You always had issues with drugs even before you started to get famous and rich?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was something that I was into early, low-key, due to music. Because, like, I was a music head, so, like, in 6th grade, 7th grade, I'm hearing songs about sipping lean. Those are, like, the real influential years, I feel like, especially for, like, a boy. Like, finding out who your role models are, what you like, basketball, football. That's, like, when you start kind of choosing the dreams you want to chase, damn near.
Right.
Here's the thing though, why Juice WRLD's death struck the world by storm and with such gravity is because of 1. It was very out of the blue, and 2. It was because of something that everyone, and even Juice himself, thought would be the reason he died at whichever point in his life, just not this young. But before that, it's worth mentioning that Juice WRLD absolutely took the world by storm when he released his breakout single, Lucid Dreams, in 2018. Meanwhile, he released a mixtape called Goodbye and Good Riddance that sold about 39,000 copies in the first week. It's not a lot in comparison to other artists, and quite frankly, it's a little underwhelming. But a little under a year later, he released his debut album, Death Race for Love, which sold roughly 165,000 copies in its first week of being released. After that, Juice WRLD was on top of the world, no pun intended, mainly influencing the younger generation with his emo rap lyrics and aesthetic. In Juice's music, while there's no exact number, yet, of songs, he quite often refers to drug usage as a remedy to his emotional distress and heartbreak.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but the drugs won't hurt me, the drugs won't hurt me.
To quote a few, they tell me the death of me gon' be the perkies. I know I'm doing drugs, but so what? Just pray to God I never throw up. And I remember math class, I ain't do, expleted, I would just zan out. It doesn't take listening to a ton of his music to realize that he had problems with drug usage, and more importantly, that he desperately was searching for help. The reason that's worth mentioning is because fans paid little to no attention to this. Juice numerously mentions his thoughts of killing himself, / not caring about whether or not he would die because of the drugs. He also mentioned several times that he needs help dealing with all of his emotions, and it doesn't help that his luck with women wasn't the best. Cumulatively, fans just looked the other way at all of this. They thought it was just for show, as if this wasn't someone implicitly crying out for help. There's nobody specifically to blame for the death of Juice WRLD, but fingers could most definitely be pointed at everyone who was a fan or anyone who criticized Juice and didn't read between the lines. Juice WRLD will be dearly missed, and as much as everyone can wish that this reality isn't real, unfortunately, it is.